Yo guys, how you doing? I'm just out in the woods, man, chilling out, getting a little exercise, a little vitamin D today, poking around, outside hunting. I been dealing with a lot of this. I keep seeing all these posts and stuff, and it's all fear-based. I mean, where we live is a fear-based environment. I don't dig the fear. I hate it when people keep sending me all these people that are died and stuff like that. I mean, I see these 80 or 90 doctors dead, and I'll tell you one thing right now. If I was a family of a doctor and this guy ended up dying from one of those pokes, I'd be losing my shit. Anyway, I'm kind of confused at times because anybody that I know that has been poked, they seem to be all right. I mean, I'm not saying they're 110% to start off with at the beginning, but everybody's still poking along. Huh, imagine. But anyway, so I'm getting at the fear thing because this whole thing, everybody's based on fear, and this is where, fear is a moneymaker, right? And that's where the grifters get all this stuff. I mean, everybody keeps pushing this stuff out fear, 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 fear. Oh, we got Dr. So and so speaking, we got these nurses, we got all these politicians, all this bullshit. Oh, fear, fear, fear. I don't know. I know it's a lot of bullshit going on out there. A lot of people are getting fucked over, but I'm not inviting fear into my life, right? And I'm not going to be looking for it. I'm not going to. Fear is a nasty thing. You can make yourself sick just by thinking you're sick, and a lot of people are already. Anyway, I got to deal with these people on a regular basis. Even just trying to get out to the woods and stuff like that is a visual nightmare some days. You know, I don't know. I try and keep a positive attitude all the time, and that's why I don't want to be looking at this fear shit. I mean, this is where they've got everybody played 110%. Our whole life has been fear-based. Oh, everybody's worried about everything. If you look at it, it's all got a fear tag on it, right? You know, um, People don't even know really what love is, and love is a hard thing to fucking to grasp. And it's a battle between love and fear on a good day. I love myself, and I'm not saying that in an egotistical way, but I mean I kind of like taking care of me and especially my mental health. You know, uh, well, you'd probably think I'm fucking crazy anyway. That's all right. I live in an open air insane asylum, right? It's a prison, right? I don't think you're going anywhere. I'd be looking at why you're here. I'm in the woods. If I was here naked right now, I'd be freezing my ass off, and it wouldn't be nice on my feet, I'll tell you that. So I have to take a look at a bunch of things. Little squirrel guy. Um, yeah, you can live in fear, or you can kind of have this love aspect inside you, right? But you know, I know I love my kids. I love my grandkids, and that's a kind of love that I can say is genuine, right? When you get in relationships with people, sometimes it's a little bit of a clusterfuck, right? And are you in love? Or are you just with somebody because it's convenient, right? Or are you codependent, right? This is where it's. I've been in many relationships in the past, and I've heard some crazy shit that you know people who get into these self-destructive modes and hear stuff like, "Oh, I don't know how to act in a healthy relationship. I've all I've had was shitty stuff my whole life." You keep thinking like that, you're gonna get that. And anyway, and I've just came to not just came to anything really. How can you just come to anything in this friggin' place, right? But I mean, the fear, people are just so hung up on fear. It's like an obsession, right? I don't fear nothing. I like going out poking around. I don't care what time of day it is. I do what I got to do. I'm not I'm not asking for trouble, right? But I do things that are just kind of logical, and I work on trying to figure out why I'm here because my history has been insane, and I hear these people that are going through depression and anxiety and stuff like that, which is a symptom of being involved in this world, right? And that's where you kind of got to pull yourself right out of this world and stop thinking like anybody else and stop thinking like these regular, normal people. Normal. That's like average. Average is top of the bottom and bottom of the top. I kind of like to stick with the top, right? And, it's just kind of like you deal with people on a daily basis. And after a while, if you're not getting with it, it gets really discouraging. I can understand people have had bad pasts and stuff like that. Well, who hasn't, man? I got bilateral fractured femurs, broken tibia, broken pelvis. My left hip bone is in my right femur. I mean, I've had to learn how to walk 5 times since I got crapped out into this shit show, right? And, you know, we've all had good relationships and bad relationships. I've had some really bad relationships where I got the shit knocked out of me by one of my wives, that just went loco. I'm smashing beer bottles on your head, the whole bit, man. You know, but that's when people are crazy, man. Like when you're doing a couple $1,000s worth of cocaine every couple of days and you're all fucked up. I mean, people, they're not normal, man. So I mean, we've all had a tough go, and the thing is, if you don't let that shit go, you're just gonna keep living in it. Right? So you got to get over it and let it go, and I mean let it go, right? And I don't care how you do it. I mean, me, I've had to let everything go a bunch of times, man. I mean, I've had to walk away from it all. I mean, like a literal cluster fire, right? You know what I'm saying? And I've said, like, I'm on my third book collection, and nobody's had an easy go in this world. And when I hear people chirping, especially when they start taking shots at you, right? I've had people attack my own personality and my reputation over stupidness, and I never hurt anybody in regards to that particular situation, and I don't try to hurt anybody. Period. I got problems even. I was walking down the street today, and there was a caterpillar going across the sidewalk, and I made sure I stepped over him. You know what I mean? I was like, anyway, get out in the woods, get some fresh air. If you're in a funk, get out and do something, man. Sitting around in your crib, crying in your own pee ain't gonna do you any good. And as far as going to the medical society for any help, well, you may as well be playing Russian roulette with that bullshit, because doctors don't cure you, they only treat you, right? And I think it was in 1979 that doctors came out with this kind of statement that said they don't cure your illnesses, all they can treat is your diseases. And all that says is all they're going to be able to do is treat your diseases. But it doesn't mean they're going to treat your dis-ease, which is causing the problem. Doctors are not here to help you, man. They make fist over dollar, and everybody gives them. I don't. I think they all need a good kick in the shins and get to work on a real job. Anyway, like I was saying, you just got to get on with the show. You can't, sit there and cry in your own pee. Otherwise, you're going to ruin everything you got going, right? Which people do, right? And that's what I got to say about it, man. You know, you can't sit there and cry and go boo-hoo and worry about everything and live in fear when you don't even know what the hell you're doing here, right? I do a lot of study in regards to like I look at this situation like uh, the kind of a negative awareness kind of thing, right? Where the research that I've uh, studied is mankind is a slave animal, right? And we're no different than these other species out here, other than the fact that they're milking us for our juice, and they don't need all your money all the time here either, you guys. The human heart itself is a serious power generator, right? And I think it was Matt from Quantum Consciousness and a few other guys. Um, I really dig Mark from Forever Conscious Research Channel, and all those guys that are involved with that project. I mean, those guys are pretty solid and they know exactly what's going on. But you know, when you take a look at mankind, even Paul Cook and the Beags, Stuff Beagle, they just did a podcast a couple of weeks ago. And they were talking about these doors that they got where there's a door for like a 15-foot dude, and then there's a door for a 12-foot dude, and there's a door for an average 6-foot dude, and there's a door for like a 3 or 4-foot dude. So which version of mankind are we, right? And how many versions has there been, right? And I know the Bibles are all talking about fallen angels and coming down here and messing with the DNA, and what they say, they found the women of this realm attractive and decided to mate with them, take them as their wives, right? So I mean, there's been stories of titans, giants, all kinds of fairies, gnome people, all kinds of different things going on in this place. Like there is no such thing as a dinosaur. If there's anything like a dinosaur that was real, I would have to call them a dragon, right? I don't even, every dinosaur museum exhibit is nothing but plaster molds, right? So I mean, this whole world is a series of lies upon lies upon lies, packed in with a shitload of fear on top of fear on top of fear. And if you think you're going to get out of here just by, you know, going down to the church and getting on your knees and praying to the altar, that ain't going to happen, man. It's much more complicated than that. I love you. God bless you. Take care. Peace, man.